Another very important problem when you conduct an orchestra is to understand whether it is so important to beat all the time, or sometimes you don't need at all your beating, and the orchestra, most of all, doesn't need your beating, and you just can stand by and listen. Well, it is so, of course, because conducting an orchestra sometimes is like riding a horse. You have your rein and you just, give your impulses, but then you basically let it go. You are not keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing all the time. So when you feel that the speed is right, the direction is good, then you let it just loosely, keep loosely the rein and follow. Then when it needs help, it needs direction, needs to slow down or speed it up a little bit, then you are there to do it again, but not always. So this is very important to understand. And most of all, because orchestras do pay attention to these details. When they see, for instance, a conductor who just goes every single beat, every single beat, every single beat, they feel, they understand that this conductor is not truly connected with the orchestra, because it's just beating and beating and beating and beating. Maybe he's not looking, maybe he's not listening, maybe he's not paying attention to important things, and so just only 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and things like that. And the orchestra, when the orchestra feels that, it leaves the conductor alone, because they say, okay, you know what, we don't need you. We can go ahead by ourselves, because beat after beat after beat, we are musicians. We know that. And another important consideration, of course, is the level of the ensemble, of the orchestra that you are in front of. It depends whether they are children, if they are young people, if they are amatorial orchestra, if they are professional players. Of course, it depends. But let's say with an average good orchestra, in the middle, you absolutely don't need to beat everything. Let's make an example. Let's take the overture of Le Nozze di Figaro by Mozart. Of course, you all know. Okay, let's say that I'm going to conduct beat after beat like a beginner would do. Okay, so I go like. And so on. Of course, I was doing it right. I was not wrong. I was beating the tempo in 2. I was conducting piano and forte. I was giving the entrance to the winds, of course. But do they need all these beating, or does this slow them down and not only even distract them from what they have to do, which is a lot of notes, especially the strings? They have this part very, very virtuosistic, and so do they need you to I am the metronome man. Okay, conductor is not the metronome man. So let's do it in another way. Just give the impulse, then let them go, follow, listen to what happens. This is very important. Turn on your ears every single time. Don't go for your beats. Listen to what happens and be ready to get back whenever they need help. And so the big question, how do I know when comes the time, when they need my help? The answer is experience. The answer is conducting and conducting and conducting. No teacher in the world can answer this question in 1, 2, 3, 4 lessons. Only experience can answer that. But let's make this example with the overture by Mozart, okay? So once again from the beginning, just the first impulse and then follow. So what did I do? As you see, I just gave the impulse, then followed, and extremely say piano, don't go, because there are a lot of notes, so they play louder. No, stay. Then the winds just a little bit for them to begin. Just do the phrase, and then the forte, of course, we need it. Don't beat again. And now I just came back with the, as you noticed, all the beating. Why did I do that? Because in that very place, it's probable that the orchestra speeds it up a little bit. They just tend to speed it up. So there I go back with my baton, with my conducting, in order to say, be careful, because here we have to keep the tempo and not slip away. And we come to the end with another pace, with another tempo. No, we have to keep it. Okay? And so when they see that you go back with your subdivision where they know that is a dangerous place, absolutely they feel connected with the conductor and they know that they can trust you. And so the first violin, the concertmaster will look at you and the relationship is done. Otherwise, the concertmaster turns his or her head to the orchestra and they just go ahead together, and when the first violin goes like this so many times, it means we don't need a conductor. I am the leader here, I do this, everybody starts playing with me, and the conductor can keep on doing beautiful moves, fancy moves, but is not with the orchestra. So very important, you have to learn when not to beat, when the orchestra doesn't need that.